Today I'll be speaking about the business intelligence. I'll avoid to talk about technical things. It will be more marketing-oriented presentation for people that would like to follow up their business activity, their payment system activity. So I will start first with a classical concept of the marketing, which are the Porter 5 forces. What are the Porter's 5 forces? They say that if we want to evaluate the risk of an activity, we need to look at 5 different things. One of them is the supplier power. It means how much our suppliers are influent and dangerous for our business. Then we need also to evaluate the buyer power, how our customers can be very dangerous and threatening for our business, how they can influence our business in a way or another. We need also to see what are the substitutes, products that can replace whatever product or service we are providing in the market. We need to see the new entrants, any competitor that was not my competitor yesterday and become today my competitor and starts threatening my business. And I need also to see within the competition the intensity of the rivalry. So let's look at those 5 forces for the payment systems. So we'll start with the supplier power. It's actually quite low for the payment system, simply because the suppliers for payment system are technology providers, are a switch and card management system, cards, and so on providers, and they have very low power on banks or processing centers, simply because there is a big choice, there are a lot of possibilities, and they do not threaten the business. The buyer power is the customer, the end customer who buys the cards, and it is quite average. Their power is quite average simply because they have little or low loyalty. If they have a better product somewhere, they will go for this better product. And they are always demanding for new alternative payment means. For the rivalry, it is average also because there is little or small differentiation between the banks in terms of payment systems. And the customers always select the banks, or almost always select the banks based on other services rather than the payment services themselves. Now, the biggest danger comes from somewhere else, which are the substitutes. Today, for this market, we're seeing a lot of new substitutes come in to replace the card business. One of them is the mobile payment, which is coming to the market and becoming one of the major things to be watched by the banks and processing centers. And new means like, I mean, they are not really very new, but anyway, PayPal payments and things like that. Internet-based payment is a big threat for the classical card-based payments. So we have to watch them very closely, those substitutes. And then we have the new entrants, the new companies that now are playing on the payment system field that were not playing there before. One of them are the telco companies. Telco companies, wherever there is a few power of the central bank, have taken a big place. We look at the Kenyan case. In Kenya, for example, banks have only their eyes to cry after M-Pesa took over the whole activity. So we see that telco companies are very important. Phone manufacturers are also very dangerous. We see Apple, we see Google, and their related companies are having more and more power on the market, and they are really new entrants that can threaten the business. Platform providers like Apple or Google with their OS are also very, how can I say, dangerous for the classical payment system activities because they have their new technologies, their new concepts that they are defending. And social networks. Let's think of Facebook. Facebook is making 30% of their turnover out from a virtual currency that they have invented. So you understand that they will never let down 30% of their business. So Facebook is coming very heavily on the payments for sure in the next years. So we see that there are sort of very dangerous things that are happening on the market. And I need to find a way to better fine-tune my payment activity in order to get the best out of the market. So let's ask some questions. Can I answer these questions? Is my card business profitable? Is a specific card product profitable in general? Is my acquiring channel profitable? How can I grow my market share, especially within this environment? What is my next offer for the market? How can I ensure its profitability? These are important questions that banks are trying to answer. In general, how can I survive in the changing world of the payment infrastructure? I'm sure that all of you are aware of the danger of what's happening today, and that we need at least some tools to fine-tune our systems and our offer in order to respond to the changing world. So, first, we will have to define what is business performance. Business performance means we define a set of products and services. Then after that, we attract with that new customers. Then after that, we grow our business. And we only really have grown our business once we have a customer loyalty. So if we attain a level of a certain customers that come to us and are loyal to our brand, then we can talk about sustainable profitability. So this is how we can have a performance business to achieve the sustainable profitability. Now, how can we provide a performance business? That's a very, it seems to be a simple question, in fact. So the classical way that people do it is like that. They look at products and services that they can provide. They see the portfolio of their capabilities and say, okay, I can provide this, 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 so I want to have this product on the market. Then I will package the best product and service, and then I will market it, and then I will distribute it. And based on that, I will have a market on the ground, a product on the market, sorry. But this is definitely not the best way to do that. I'll give you an example of how technology-based thinking, and this is basically a technology-based thinking because we first see what we can do, then we put it into the market, can destroy completely the business. I'll move to a different industry which is very mature, which is FMCG. I used to work for a company called P&G, which is providing one of the most famous brands of the market, which is Tide. And this is one of the major marketing companies in the world. They have invented, actually, brand management. And one day, some guy woke up and said, those types of Tide that we have over the region are so different from a country to the other. They cost us too much money. And we know that we have the technology to have a much better Tide detergent for the market. So we'll put our best ever formula and we'll put it in the whole region. And of course, at that moment, in my country, in Morocco, Tide had 80% market share. So what they decided to do is to create this new type of product, very performant on the paper. They said there are some things that are not useful. For example, the foam does not have any value for the washing, so we remove the foam. They said also that we'll put some enzymes on the product in order to make it very powerful against stains. And they have thought of a lot of things like that in order to make the product the best on the market. And they put it into the market. And what happened is that in a very short period of time, maybe 2 weeks or 3, they have lost all their market share. They were having 80%, they moved to something like 20%. That was a disaster. Why? Because they didn't take into consideration very important things. The first thing is that the habit of the user of this Tide is completely ignored. The habit is to use the Tide or the powder, and whenever you get a lot of foam, you know that the powder is washing correctly. So what they did, when they removed the foam, the ladies started to use more Tide. So the Tide finished quicker than they used to have. Then the enzymes caused some injuries on their skins. And a lot of other usage things were not taken into consideration, which completely destroyed the image of the brand. So it is extremely important to understand the habits and the usage and the needs of the customers before designing the product. So in fact, this is not the way we design a performance product. In fact, we can do it through a brand building. How do we do brand building? First, we understand who we are and our capabilities. That's very important. Everybody will agree on that. Then we understand the competition, of course, what's existing on the market, what's our relative advantage. Then, and that's the most important point, we understand the customer. Who is the customer? Who is the user? What's their habits? What's their needs? What is their perception? Perception is extremely important. That's exactly the foam. The foam thing, which is not important for washing, but for the perception is extremely important. So perception is very important, and how they are, how can I say, what is their usage of the product? How do they use the product? Is also very important. Then after that, we define our targets. How do we define our targets? We have always prime prospects, the people that I want to target at any price. Then I have my target. Then I have the customers and the population. Of course, I have to define at what level I would like to go. If I want to go to the mass, I have to have the tools to go to the mass. If I want to go to a niche, I will have to define the tools to go to the niche. Then after that, we will have to set up the brand. And so we define the design, the target products and services. We do the marketing, which is a kind of pull. And we do the distribution, which is a push, which are also very applicable for the payment systems, by the way. And then we'll have to manage the brand. We make it personalized, we monitor it, and continuously enhance it. So this is how we build a product that could be useful. And a lot of people that are working on the FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods, like how can I say it, dairy products or washing products or shampoos, understand very well that. But the banks, unfortunately, are not very good at that. The bad news is that telco operators are very good at that. And whenever they find the way how to enroll those kind of, how can I say, ways, they do it. They are very, very strong on targeting the small customers, for which the banks are not very good at. So, what are the tools that we have to run this kind of strategy? First, we've got the market research. This is very important. We need to run some research on the market to understand what's happening. Then, to understand the customer, we have the scoring systems, we have the loyalty systems, and the business intelligence. And then, to manage the brand, we have the loyalty systems, the business intelligence, and the customer relationship management. So these are the tools that we have. I'll try to go through those tools today. So, market research, scoring, loyalty, business intelligence, customer relationship management, and of course, in the heart, we have the payment system, which is almost available everywhere today. Let's look at the market research. Of course, we have two types of market research, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative used some techniques like focus groups, mini surveys, products concept testing, and so on. And then we have quantitative tools, which are very important, which give us a more accurate details about an idea that we have, which include data mining, large surveys, and statistics. If we compare market research versus business intelligence, as I will define it a little bit later, market research is based on external information. It is qualitative and quantitative research, and it is for the market understanding. Business intelligence is based on own production data. It is quantitative research, and it is for activity understanding. So two different tools which are providing two different, how can I say, purposes. Then let's move to the scoring. Scoring is a tool for a bank to be able to understand the customer and to give to the customer the appropriate tool. It means that we have an application for a card, for example. We have a scoring engine, and based on the results of the score, or the score of this customer, we give him the right product and the right card and the credit program. So this is an automated way of giving the best product that fits to the final customer. Again, scoring versus business intelligence. First, the scoring determines whether the customer is eligible to a certain product, while the business intelligence determines whether the product was suitable for the customer after. This is before, this is after. This is for individual application analysis. This is for profitability analysis, global portfolio. This is for relationship with the customer at the beginning. This is the first tool that we will use with the customer. This is to understand the behavior of the customer. And of course, this is a kind of risk management tool, the scoring, while the business intelligence is a profit analysis tool. Then after that, we've got the loyalty. Loyalty is a very powerful tool also. Of course, if we want to have a proper loyalty program, we need to design a marketing campaign around that, which is a loyalty campaign. So we define who are the participating merchants, the participating cards, loyalty period, loyalty rules, and point redemption rules. We have to manage the exceptions and the data related to that. And this is a very powerful tool. It provides us with the capability of influencing the customer. That's something very nice, because if I want my customer to buy something, I will put more points on this thing. And if I want my customer to go to the stores where the activity is very low, I will use the loyalty program to do that. So it's a very powerful push product that we have. It rewards the customers and sustains the repurchase, which is very important to drive profitability. So it's a pull and understand tool. The business intelligence is to understand the customer behavior, to reward the product designer, which is the bank, in fact. So this is our way of better understanding the business and getting rewarded of our data mining to provide the best products. It will help to improve the products, and it is understand, correct, and enhance tool. So again, two different usages for two different needs. The CRM is also a tool that provides individual customer knowledge, managing the relationship with the customer, the communication with the customers, the different channels that we have with them. Of course, this is a very important tool for a bank in order to individualize the relationship they have with their customers. Again, CRM versus business intelligence. So this is to understand individual customers. This is to understand mass trends. This is to sell products, this is to design products, this is to drive customer satisfaction, and this is to drive the product performance. So this is for sales and this is for marketing. Again, each tool has a different purpose. Of course, the payment system is there. Payment system is a lot of data, a lot of important information, but which is not an information as is. It is only data. So we have customers' information, card information, terminals data. We've got also merchants, payment schemes, and transactions. But all this data is not meant for curing. It's not meant for having information. They are meant for production, to have a fast transaction, to have a secure transaction, and so on. So again, comparison between the two. Payment system provides relational data. Business intelligence provides data marts, or decision-oriented database. It is not suitable. This one is not suitable for queries. This is suitable for production. This is not suitable for production. This is detailed and this is synthesized. This gives the information for the business intelligence. The business intelligence optimizes the payment system. This is optimized for production and this is optimized for query. This means that this is a tool for me to query the system and understand what's happening behind the scene. So this is for data and this is for information. So let's talk a little bit about what's business intelligence. Its role is first to transform raw data into information. So we understand the customer categories, we understand the habits, the behavior, the health of our activity, we understand our performance and our product's performance, and we talk about profitability, which is very important at this stage. So it is used to allow the decision makers to take the smartest actions based on the information that they get. So it is a quantitative decision-making tool. Examples, we use them for the products and services design, customer conversion. We can understand, I give you an example for a bank in Morocco that decided to launch a prepaid card. So they launched the prepaid card, and after a while, they have discovered using those kind of tools that their customers did not use the prepaid card only for payments. They used it for money transfer. So they started now to target the money transfer users based on this kind of information. So this is what we call customer conversion. We have a customer that didn't use the product properly or as we thought he would use it. Based on the tools, we understand the usage, and then we provide him with the right product. So this is very powerful also. Activity, we can estimate budgets based on past information, which is giving us a nice idea about forecast. We can understand profitability, projections, and business forecast. And of course, we can use it also for technical reasons. We can fine-tune the parameters based on the information that we can get from the business intelligence. We can make some technological choices, and we can make some system upgrades. And of course, it is a very powerful tool for reporting. By the way, I have a demo about the product here. We can see it a little bit later. So how can we set up a BI system? First, we understand the business. That's very important. So that's the first step. We need to understand the business to be able to design the right business intelligence system. Then we have to understand the data sources, the different systems that we have that will feed those data marts. Then we have to select the data, design the data mart, transform the data in order to load the data into the data marts, and then we start querying the data to get the maximum information that we want. So in our company, of course, we have a system for that. I can show it to you a little bit later. It is a multi-dimensional analysis that is based on the payment system databases and which was specifically designed for the payment system. So we have some axes which have been designed especially by our teams to respond to these requirements. And we can restitute the information in a kind of dashboards or tables or graphs or things like that. So we have this kind of design which is very easily achievable using this kind of tools. It is on the shelf. It means that all the intelligence of creating the data, of managing the project cycle of the business intelligence project have already been done by our team. It is pre-configured with a set of queries, and it is, of course, integratable with any existing payment system on the market. It is simple and easy to use and based on strong, really performance Oracle solution. So this is about the solution. I'll talk a little bit about our company. Our company is a payment system provider acting in this domain since 29 years now, with the very first payment system company in the Middle East and African region. We're acting on the whole value chain, project phase solutions with servers, terminals, and cards. We provide actually the applications on the terminals, and we provide also the cards in certain markets. And of course, we provide the production and the after-production support. We've got a full comprehensive solution that I can explain to you in details if you want, with covering the full requirements of banks or processing centers. We're certified with the latest norms, so EMV, PADSS, Visa and MasterCard, CMMI Level 4. We're the only payment system company in the world providing this kind of level of certification. And we are ISO 9001 version 2008 certified also. We're present in all the countries in which you find the blue color. So Africa, Middle East, a little bit in Asia, Europe, and so on. And so I will conclude with a nice saying from JF Kennedy saying that nothing costs more than information except the lack of information. Thank you very much.